I need to. What's going on?
Yes, the foundation we laid down was so strong, and it's just like, yeah.
Live and also on Station Head, so make sure you guys tune in for the actual station first. R&B singer signed to the Rock, my pretty.
Somebody tried to call me, like they don't know I'm live. Like,
one more chance, Biggie, give me one more chance. Oh, I pop up freaks, all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, those with money. Hey, what's going on, world? Let me get Mary Sweetness, aka Sweetness. Stacks ready to make sure throwback independent artists, and it pays to be a listener. And you know we specialize in a good receipt. Before we get started, I bless everyone, including myself, with never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. Today is Inspirational Wednesday. We are celebrating Biggie Smalls, Lil' Kim, and Faith Evans. Of course, you guys already know I've talked about all artists except Faith Evans on a separate video. I talked about Christopher Wallace. Of course, his birth name is Christopher George Latrobe Wallace, who came on the scene in the mid to early 90s. We talked about him in a separate video. And of course, Miss Little Kim Denise Jones. Of course, we talked about her for all things cancer season. And right now we're getting ready to talk about Faith Renee Evans, who also came on the scene in the early to mid 90s as well too. And it's only right that we talk about the notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, which has to be my top 5, who came on the scene in the mid 90s, like I said before. Of course, with his hit classic song, Juicing. But we're celebrating 17 years since the slain rapper passed away on March 9th. Unfortunately, the case has never been resolved. It has never been solved, but he is one of the most talked about, most legendary, iconic figures in hip hop to this day. As you guys already know, he just happens to be my top 5 as well too. So we're going to be talking about Biggie Smalls, of course, when he came to the scene in the mid 90s. But of course, you know, you can't talk about a bad boy and not talk about his bad girls. Now, when I talk about Entanglement, this is not meant to put a dig on any one of these beautiful women, and of course a dig to the notorious B.I.G. I have the utmost respect for all 3 of them, but word on the curb is that these guys did have somewhat of an entanglement. As you guys already know, Biggie Smalls at one point dated Lil' Kim. At the same time, of course, he was also married to Faith, but Biggie and Lil' Kim knew each other way before the romance and the marriage of Faith Evans. But if we want to know the full receipt, you guys already know you have to download stationhead.live/Ask Mary Sweetness. I'm not playing, okay? But yeah, I skipped something too. Before I finish this, make sure you guys continue to download stationhead.live/Ask Mary Sweetness and check us out on our 8:45 show. And of course, before we finish the video, I bless everyone, including myself, with a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. You guys don't ever let me forget that. Okay, so like I said before, Christopher Wallace came on the scene mid to early 90s with his top charting Juicy. He was signed to Bad Boy Records. As you guys already know offline, he was known as a DJ Quest. Later on down the line, he birthed into a Biggie Smalls. At one point, word in the curve is that they said Biggie Smalls never had to use a notepad. But then after that, shortly after, he didn't need it. It was all memory bank. Another person that goes by all memory bank is Jay-Z, who happens to be my other top 5. Back to Biggie Smalls. And of course, he wanted to put his bros on, E.I. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim came in the scene in the mid-90s, but she knew Biggie Smalls offline in the neighborhood. And of course, when he got on, he wanted to represent his hood and put all of his bros and all of his she's on E.I. Lil' Kim. We know Lil' Kim from the album The Conspiracy, when she came out. You know, I do the signature when she's walking with them glasses on. Lil' Kim, definitely iconic, a trendsetter, platinum plus beautiful sensation. Lil' Kim, okay? It was no secret that these two had some type of romance, and these two definitely definitely had love for each other. And of course, Little Kim does not hide the simple fact that they did have something more than friendship, and to this day she still has a whole bunch of love and respect for Biggie. As you guys already know, every time there's a birthday or the anniversary of his unfortunate demise comes out, Little Kim does something with the Junior Mafia to celebrate her slain friend and her slain lover. Now, word on the curb is that Little Kim at one point not only did she date Biggie Smalls, but they allegedly had a baby. Unfortunately, at the time, Little Kim had to get terminated, and that's something she lives with to this day, which was offline. But Little Kim did say yes, that she just met Biggie Smalls. She didn't take the hip hop rapping seriously when she met Big, because she thought it was all play. But he took her seriously, and he never forgot his promise to make her the superstar that she is today. Next up to back is Faith Renee Evans, who also came to the scene into mid to early 90s with the song You Used to Love Me, featuring, her husband in the background. Now, a lot of people did not know that they were married offline, but they did reveal that they did get married. Now, Faith Evans said they didn't get married as quickly as people say within a couple of weeks. She did know Big for a couple of months, and it was just one of those world-renowned romance. They too share a son, Christopher Jr., and of course, Biggie has always never kept it a secret away that he did love Faith Evans, and that was his old lady, and that's all he needed was his wife and his kids. Now, it's no rumor that Biggie Smalls and they all had this alleged all entanglement. It's not alleged, but they all had this entanglement going on at one point. At one point, offline, Little Kim and Faith Evans were at odds for years. Up until present day, these ladies have buried the hatchet, and they are tighter than ever, representing the memory of the slain rapper Biggie Smalls. But if you want to know the full receipt and what we do know, you gotta download the app, stationhead.live/Mary Sweetest, where we get into music, receipts, and more. And of course, if you're an independent artist, make sure you get your music streamed on our iTunes, Spotify show. Well, I'm done with this. We want to know in the comments, who do you think that Biggie Smalls loved more? Was it Biggie, or was it Faith, or was it Little Kim? Little Kim or Faith? Now, you guys already know, I'm already Faith Evans. I love you, girl, but I'm always going to represent for Team Cancer, okay? Because I know he knows how to put it on. Okay. Well, we want to know what you think in the comments. If Biggie Smalls did live, do you think that he would have chose Biggie Smalls would have ended up eventually being with Kim? Or would he been his wife Faith? We want to know what you think in the comments. Or if you don't want to talk about that, what was your favorite Biggie Smalls song? As you guys already know, we're celebrating the 50th year of hip hop. And as you guys already know, Biggie if he had lived, half of these rappers would be like, who? And of course, Biggie just became a grandfather. So R.I.P. to Biggie Smalls. Your music will never be forgotten. And like I said, we do celebrate the music and the legacy of the legendary Biggie Smalls. He's my top 5. And of course, we celebrate the beautiful women that were in his life, which is the legendary and iconic women of Lil' Kim and Faith Evans. Well, I'm done with this. Remember that the best shit to come, and if I can leave some encouraging words, spread love because you can. Make sure you continue to follow us on Facebook.com/Mary Sweet 77 to join our Sex Radio group, and Instagram, Miss Albie Sweet. Remember that the best shit to come, and if I can leave some encouraging words, spread love because you can. I'm your Mary Sweetness, aka Sweetness Stacks Radio. We can't say make sure you throw back independent artists and it pays to be a listener. I love you guys for watching. We'll see you on the show.